The manga and anime Sailor Moon became a cultural phenomenon all around the world ever since the 90s. The magical girl genre wouldn't be as popular as it wasn't for this iconic and beloved franchise. There are many forms that help make the series stand out, whether it be the art style, the story, or concept of how all the Sailor Moon were created. What makes the series interesting are the cast of characters, mostly consisting of females since it is about them fighting to save the world. The girls have distinct personalities and despite their differences, they manage to become great friends over time. The one we'll be referring to on this list is the one and only protagonist, Sailor Moon. Before we start, if you guys find this video interesting, please let us know by smashing the like button, and if you enjoyed the contents of our video playlists and want to see more, please hit subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell to get the latest updates. Number 1. Couldn't tell the difference. As teenagers, do stuff that is rather silly, but as we get older, we can laugh it off and enjoy the positive memories from it. In season 3 of the classic Sailor Moon anime, she and her friends went to a party and Isaki was overall nervous. So what does she do to help herself calm down? She decided to have a drink. Isaki managed to drink what she assumed is punch, but the more she drank, the loopier she got. The scene is pretty funny and whatever dub you are watching, and we honestly feel for her being nervous, but can't help but giggle when she's out of balance. The main concern is that she's probably around 15, and this is certainly not a good thing, especially when out in public. Poor Isaki was only wanted to calm down, but from how she acted after drinking the punch, we were in a treat that made us laugh with a lot while also pitying her. While it is dangerous for her to do something like that, especially since she is not of the age cap, Isaki was at least okay in the end and got off scot-free. Number 2. Such great hair. Isaki is one of the most interesting designs in the series. Having blonde hair and blue eyes, she stands out from the typical Japanese teenage girl. Then again, some of the characters have natural hair color. Her hairstyle will later appear in certain purposes, such as being in video games when you can customize your own character. Their hair would even be joked about whenever Mamoru would see Isaki way before they became a romantic couple, calling her blonde hair as a way to tease her. Number 3. We saw the sign. What makes Sailor Moon so memorable would have to be the transformation scenes. Seeing the main girls transform into Sailor Scouts takes an exhilarating adventure, even though it doesn't last for about a minute. In the original anime, it does have issues about reusing stock footage and takes up a huge amount of time to let the girls transform one at a time, but Crystal made them quick and straight to the point after they first see transforming. The first transformation scene is of course Isaki's. We were all entranced by the colors, animation and seeing the uniform she wears while fighting as Sailor Moon. There are some nice touches that make a transformation wholesome. Isaki states that she is a soldier from the moon and fights for love and justice. While she says, "In the name of the moon, I'll punish you," she does hand signs that actually mean something a bit ironic. The hand signs are actually from my sign language, it means I love you. It may be weird to have that while fighting someone, but in Isaki's case she does fight for love. Adding the sign language is a nice touch and even educated us, just in case you come across someone who uses sign language. Number 4. A rocky start. Manga and anime are made for completely different audiences. The manga would act as an official story for the setting and characters, while the anime is adapted from the manga and is marketing tool to get people to read the original source material. This is brought up because there is one relationship Isaki has with someone that is completely different from the manga and the classic anime. It would be the relationship between Isaki and Mamoru. These two definitely didn't like each other at first, but they gradually warm to each other and start to fall in love. The representation for the couple's relationship in the first anime series was not particularly accurate. The two were bickering way more than they should have, and they had an unnecessary breakup that could have ruined the chances of Chibiusa being born. The manga's romance for these two was incredibly passionate. They would sacrifice themselves in order to save one another, and they were madly in love. They craved and desired each other, and their love formed a strong bond that would benefit them whenever they transformed into Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask. These two are the ultimate couple in all of anime and manga. Number 5. A dream come true. Just like us, the characters in Sailor Moon have a lot of goals they would like to achieve once they grow up. For example, Minako Ino or Sailor Venus wants to become an idol. For a girl like Isaki who wants to think she would like to do when she gets older, the answer is something that most girls dreamed of ever since they were little, and it would be to become a bride. Long story short, she does end up becoming one since she got engaged to Mamoru near the end of the story and in the manga, and they both have their wedding, which is one of the most beautiful ways to end the story. Isaki looks absolutely gorgeous as a bride that it would make Minato Kino, known as Jada Jupiter, envious since she has hopes to be a bride. Seeing Mamoru propose to Isaki is a given since they would become new Queen Serenity and King Endymion in the future, but it's still a heartwarming moment since it is something we can enjoy watching. Again, the wedding might have been short, but having the two become an endgame is a wonderful and pleasant way to conclude a fantastic story. Number 6. Inspiration from mythology. Let's talk about the past life of Misaki, Princess Serenity. Hailing from the Moon Kingdom, she rules alongside her mother, Queen Serenity. Not much is entirely known about her Princess Serenity's life as before the Silver Millennium fall, but she knew that she wanted to be free to live her life how she pleases. Unexpected to her, she ends up falling in love with Prince Endymion. Unfortunately, that love was forbidden as they're from different worlds. A war broke out and it caused everyone to lose their lives, except for Queen Serenity, Luna and Artemis. The love between Serenity and Endymion is based on a Greek myth. While the original name Serenity was named after Selene, Endymion remained unchanged. Selene was the goddess of the moon and Endymion was only human. The two fell in love, but there was a problem. Selene was immortal, but Endymion was not. In order to preserve his youth, he was put to sleep and never to wake up. He also birthed a lot of daughters. The myth is somewhat tragic, just like Princess Serenity and Prince Endymion's love for each other. In the end, they will always find each other in their next lives. Number 7. What does it mean? In Japan, names are given to manga characters that for the most part reflect who they are to represent in the story. The name meanings can either be based on the appearance of a character or their personality. That is how we are able to see colorful characters in Japan and identify them with their names. Misaki is no exception, and the meaning by her name is rather creative. So what does Usuki Tsukuyono mean? The name Usuki means rabbit and Tsukuyono means of the moon. Together, Usuki's full name is translated to rabbit of the moon. Her last name makes a ton of sense for how Usuki come into play. You see, there is a myth in Asia about a rabbit on the moon who makes rice cakes, that is specifically for Japanese and Korean versions of the folktale. The name Usuki also references the fact that there is another number of rabbit items Usuki has in her room, such as a comfortable in her bedroom. She also likes rabbit, so that benefits her name quite accurately. If Usuki had a firm year she was born in, it would be convenient if she was born the year of the rabbit from the Chinese zodiac. Number 8. What kind of rabbit doesn't like carrots? When Usuki's name, meaning rabbit of the moon, it fits her due to her powers being associated with the moon and having a liking for rabbits. So with the title of this entry, what does it exactly mean? Despite having a name meaning that has to do with rabbits, Usuki has strong dislike for carrots. Rabbits are associated with carrots, so having Usuki not like vegetables makes the situation hilarious. Whether it be taste or the texture, carrots are something Usuki would not want if she were to have meals. What is even weirder is that Usuki actually seen eating carrots in the anime. There could be an oversight from the anime directors, but in the end, Usuki doesn't mind eating them. Another look on the bright side is that she doesn't need to eat to help with her eyesight. Then again, carrots are not a very popular vegetable and do have a strange taste and is definitely drenching like ranch. Just imagine Usuki having to do a day eating carrots and complain about it. After all, not all rabbits like carrots. Overall, this fact is very ironic and funny regarding Usuki's interest. Number 9. Always on the side of good. One of the most terrifying things that can happen to a hero is that a villain might have the ability to manipulate one if they will look into the darkest and most selfish desires. It has been done a lot, but when it's written well, it can make battles between two allies heartbreaking. In the Sailor Moon manga, we witnessed one of the coolest actions a villain has done. Sailor Galaxia not only single-handedly eliminated the Sailor Scouts, minus Sailor Moon, the Sailor Starlights and Chibi Chibi, but she also revived them in order to turn against her. What makes Usuki as Sailor Moon interesting is that despite having some desires that can be considered dark, she never gives into evil. She always keeps on fighting to save those who she cares about, as well as even trying to save the villain, and she is passive and wants everyone to be at peace. It could also be because she holds the Silver Crystal, which is incredibly powerful and devoid of evil. Let's face it, if Usuki was to turn evil, the whole world and the Moon Kingdom would be doomed, but thankfully she fought with great power and never backed down. Sailor Moon is a classic anime that is loved by all, especially during a time when anime mainly was revolved around male protagonists. This anime is something that read by all those who have seen it and is something that we go back to watch again. Did any of these facts surprise you? Did you know any of these already? Let us know in the comments why. If you want to give your family a surprise gift for any special occasion, you can always check out our website and look for creative and double gifts. This has been Music Chess, your music box center, signing out.